All right, guys, here is the Invader team, and they beat Doom Rage. No, but seriously, we're going to be going through the Invader team today, and we're going to show how they perform in a skill Doom Raid. So your second node, and then also your boss node, we're going to show how they perform there. We're also going to talk about Nick Fury's kit, because he did get a rework. Also, his summons got a rework as well. So we're going to be talking about that. My favorite right now is Shield Operative, and you'll understand why when we do go through that here. So let's actually dive into it. I do want to say I did keep some of these characters for the Invader team low from a play. This is a playtest server. I did keep some of these characters low in terms of stars and red stars, like Bucky and Union Jack. You can see here that they're at 3 yellow and 3 reds. We did bring up Iron Fist to 4 and 4. That was actually by mistake. And then Captain America, we brought him up to 6 and 4. But I wanted to keep some of these characters low because I realized that for some of these characters, right, you're probably not going to get them higher than 3 and 3 based on how these events go. So I figured that was more of a measuring stick, a good measuring stick in terms of how well this team can perform at these low stars. So let's first talk about Nick Fury here and his kit. Like I said, one of the things that I really like about this kit are mainly his summons, and we'll actually dive into that right now. So for his summons here, one of the things I love, absolutely love about Shield Operative and her kit is this basic attack here where she'll always reduce the speed bar of the primary target by 25%. So we already had that, of course, with Sharon Carter and her basic attack. Now you're going to be getting that here from Shield Operative as well. And of course, if you remember, Union Jack also does reduce the speed bar too. So therefore, you have 2 characters now that can actually reduce the speed bar as well. You could potentially summon 2 Shield Operatives that will then, of course, be able to reduce the speed bar of a primary target. Also clear taunt from the primary target too. That can be largely helpful in some of these nodes. Definitely the first node, if you're looking to go that way, remove that taunt off of Red Guardian, maybe remove it off of Sif. Things like that could definitely be helpful. Of course, the boss node here, being able to remove that off Mr. Sinister. Strife, remove it off for Strife was also going to be good. And of course, a 5,000 extra focus to make sure that you are going to be able to do just that. And then of course, they did boost her healing a little bit. She's not going to be able to apply stealth for 2 turns to the most injured. She'll also heal them for a little bit more, 50% of the character's max health. I think they also did buff some of their health stats as well, so that's definitely going to be impactful enough in the raid content too. And then passive ability, more counters to invader characters. She's going to be able to apply counter every single time on her turn. She'll fill the speed bar on death. On her death, she'll fill the speed bar of all invaders by 15%. So that will definitely help out the team. And then with shield security, on spawn, gaining some deflects here, but then giving some buffs too, right? So whenever 50%, when an ally drops below 50%, gain taunt. If that ally is an invader, then he'll also gain defense up. In raids on death, fill the speed bar for invaders as well by 15%. More block chance, more block amount, things like that will be added to him as well. His ultimate ability, always going to be able to apply that stun here, but now he's going to gain an extra 5,000% focus to make sure that he can actually reliably land that stun, which is a pretty big deal. And then basic attack here, slow, once again, in raids, an extra focus to be able to make sure that he's able to land that also. All right, so as it pertains to Nick Fury, let's talk about his kit rework real quick, right? So passive ability here, the most important things. Filling the speed bar for self by 10%, but now he's getting the plus 10 per invader ally, so that's going to boost him up to make sure that he takes the first turn, because it's going to give him an extra 40% speed bar fill, well 50% speed bar fill in total, but an extra 40% from having those invader allies. Gonna always be able to apply speed up to shield minion, Coulson, and Kestrel allies. Gonna also grant assist now as well to invader allies or uninvader allies turn, things like that too, and then the extra armor and resistance. And then if we run over to his ultimate ability here, what has changed is that now he's going to be able to summon up to 3 shield agents, and then they're going to gain a positive effect for 2 turns, which is going to be either your defense up, death proof, and taunt for 2 turns. So you'll see that play out here in regards to the summons. What I was saying earlier is that, hey, you could potentially summon 2 shield operatives and then have an opportunity there to reduce the speed bar by 25% on multiple characters alongside Union Jack's ability too. So that's going to be pretty good if you're able to get that to pop off there as well. And then I think for his basic attack, there is placement will matter a little bit because with this basic ability, generate 1 ability energy here on each crit. And if his energy is granted to non-summoned adjacent allies. So Placement will matter a little bit here. You'll see in the video, I didn't really care about placement as much. I was kind of just like doing a fresh run through or a raw run through without kind of immensely going over the kits, because I just kind of wanted to see how they performed if you were able to just kind of just take this team and run into it, right? So that's kind of what I did there. So let's actually dive right into the footage, and then we'll talk about what that looks like. All right, so I'm going to show you the footage here of the Invader team. I'm going to keep it real with you. I made some mistakes because this was the first time actually being able to play with the team. We did not get a ton of time to practice this. So we did the best that we could here, just trying to get you some footage as quickly as possible as we could. The biggest thing is that you want to pay attention to the buffs that they're getting. You want to pay attention to the sustain that they have. They're not going to do an insane amount of damage, but that's just because of the stars and red stars, but they do enough damage. What am I saying? They actually do a decent amount of damage for where their stars or red stars are, if you ask me. So let's actually dive into it, and then we'll kind of talk through kind of what's going on here in these matchups and the mistakes that I made as well. All right, so diving into it, Nick Fury here did his special first, although the question might be out as to whether or not it might make sense to actually do his ultimate first. All right, I think we ulted here with Bucky. I probably would have specialed instead if I was thinking about it, but I didn't have the special because of the previous no. But we did land the ability block here on Silver Samurai. I probably should have tried to land that on Morbius, but because of Iron Fist, he gives Mystic characters ability block, so that was actually able to work out pretty well here. I absolutely love the animation from Cap. I love the animation from Cap. It's like, she's really sexy. Once again, I don't ult, right? Like, it would probably be better if I just start throwing out those summons, but I think I'm still so immensely concerned about Carnage dropping down on the next node, and I just still never do it. There's a couple characters that I feel like I just kind of let stick around here for too long, in my opinion. And then we have Ghost for the second wave drops down. He does extend some of the buffs there. He does a special. So Cap gives ability energy a lot. He also gives it the flex with his special too. We're just trying to get rid of Ghost Rider at this point because he's going to prevent us from killing who we want to kill. So this team doesn't have a protector, right? But they don't really need one. What is it? 2 blasters, a controller, a support. Actually, 2 support characters in Nick Fury and Iron Fist. I think now the goal is just let's get rid of Deathpool as much as we possibly can. You're seeing some assists go out there as well. In this scenario, I probably should have just used the special. Should have just used the special there. But we did the ult there. We wanted to get the speed bar reduction on Carnage. We didn't want him to take a turn. But we kind of like, there's much better ways to go about doing this. But as you can see, like, this team is still standing strong. They're doing well. They're getting through the content. And, so it's a good showcase of like, hey, they don't need a ton to be able to do well and perform in the snow. But I will say this right now, like, if I were doing proper target, if I had more time to study the kits here, I guarantee you that this snow probably would have already been over, because I'm already seeing what I did wrong. All right, and then this is just kind of cleaning things up here, flipping those non-positive effects, going boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. And that's pretty much the end of the node. All right, so we're going to go into the boss node right here, and you're going to see the one mistake that I made, which was the biggest one of the matchup, and actually prolonged it significantly longer than it needed to be. And it was that I did not summon with Nick Fury. I should have summoned with Nick Fury right out of the gate because I needed to remove the taunt from Strife, but instead I got stuck behind the taunt, and then you're going to kind of see how things turn out here. So let's go, let's hit play, and let's show you how it goes. All right, so here we have Fury. I specialed here when I should have just actually summoned, because then Strife taunts, and if I actually had the summons, like Shield Operative would have been able to clear the taunt off of Strife, Would have also, well, I guess would have reduced his speed bar too. But now, yeah, I'm throwing up all of these buffs and all these ability blocks or whatever, but I'm actually getting stuck behind the taunt. Now, thank goodness for Iron Fist, where even though I screwed up, he applies the ability block, I think with his ult, or is it special to Mystic characters. So therefore, I was still able to get the ability block on Doom anyways. But realistically, we could have at this point, we want to take out Madeline Pryor. We want to take out, Beast. We want to take out Mr. Sinister, right? Like, you're going to see us even end up losing Cap simply because we just didn't summon and we should have summoned. And then now I summon. And then here, once again, I don't think that was the right move to do. We still really could have probably circled around to Maddie using Bucky here. But once again, you're kind of seeing it like I'm getting a feel for the team. Once again, I really wish I had more time to play around with this. You're starting to see me like reduce the speed bar though of Doom a little bit, but also trying to get rid of him. I should have kind of went the other way and tried to do the same thing to Maddie, like stun her. But once again, I'm looking at the mistakes that I'm making here, and I'm recognizing what I should be doing in the next matchup when I finally am able to play this again, right? We will get Cat back because Iron Fist will revive him. Towards the end of the matchup here, we will. As you can see, like now I'm kind of frantically going around and trying to do things. And, I think if we had just earlier just gotten rid of Strife, this would have been better. And then you're going to start to see these Carnages get some turn meter here because of what's going on with these minion characters. Well, we did at least get the ability block on Emma, which is good. We really can kind of stop hitting Doom. Right here, it should get the bonus attack that takes on Morbius. But this is what I was saying to you, like kind of playing around with it too much. Probably should have went after Carnage a little bit earlier than we did, but we did not do that. So here we are today as a people. Now we're starting to reduce the speed bar again. Like we're starting to use the operatives a bit more. Could have actually just left them out at this point, but really we're able to get through this node. You're going to see it come right down to the wire here where we almost actually time out. But once again, I kind of attribute a lot of that to just like not smart targeting. And then in the initial onslaught here, just not doing some of the necessary things that we needed to do in order to be able to kind of delete some of these characters, right, a little bit earlier. So, but yeah, you see we do get Cat back, which is good. He comes into stealth. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to show you the rest of this matchup here. We do win this. I'll kind of fast forward it just for the sake of time. You'll see that we're kind of able to get through the rest of it unscathed, but literally right at the buzzer, you're gonna see 4, 3, 2, 1. Right at the buzzer, we get the assist, and that's when we're able to kill Mr. Sinister. So, still a good showing, in my opinion. There is probably gonna be a timeout factor as it pertains to this these nodes. If you don't have the right stars or red stars for these characters, that could be it. But I think also once you start to kind of figure out your targeting, what attacks to do, what abilities, how to set things up, I think that actually goes through a little bit faster than you probably expect. So let me know, what questions do you guys have currently right now as it pertains to the Invader team? How do you feel about them? Are they impressive enough for you to want to kind of grab this team here? They're a raid team anyway, so you're going to want to grab them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're used for a future event for a legendary character. I'm just saying, like, that they're going to do stuff like this, right? Because there's probably gonna be another year-long thing coming. So listen, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. I had some fun doing this, man. I hope you guys saw that. I had a lot of fun doing this stuff here, but subscribe for more on the channel here. Check the links that are down below in the description. Hit the notification bell so that you know when the videos do go live. And until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe.